The 170 million TikTok users in the US could be in for a rude awakening come Sunday if they suddenly find the enormous popular video sharing app is inaccessible because of a law passed by bipartisan majority in Congress last year. Lawmakers and US officials have sounded the alarm for years about the supposed risks that TikTok is tied to China, posed to national security, and Congress moved last year to force TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, to sell its stake in the app or be cut off from the US market. The law gave the company a deadline of January 19th, one day before a new president would take office. One day before a new president would take an office. That deadline is now. He has no sign of a sale in sight. The TikTok's last-ditch legal challenge failed on Friday when the Supreme Court said the law does not violate the First Amendment. The Biden White House said it will leave the enforcement of the law to the incoming Trump administration, and President-elect Donald Trump has vowed to save the app, but TikTok has hinted that it could still take itself offline once the law is in effect, a move that would leave content creators and users in the lurch as the company seeks a way to get back on firm legal footing. In a statement provided to CBS News Friday evening, TikTok said that the statement issued today by both the Biden White House and the Department of Justice have failed to provide the necessary clarity and assurance to the service providers that are integral to maintaining TikTok's availability to over 170 million Americans, unless the Biden administration immediately provides a definitive statement to satisfy the most critical service providers assuring non-enforcement. Unfortunately, TikTok will be forced to go dark on 19th January.
What nation are you a citizen?
Singapore.
Are you a citizen of any other nation?
No, Senator.
Have you ever applied for Chinese citizenship?
Senator, I served my nation in
asked-
Singapore. No, I did not.
Here's what to know about the TikTok ban and how we got here. Why did Congress want to ban TikTok? US officials have repeatedly warned that TikTok threatens national security because the Chinese government would use it as a vehicle to spy on Americans or conveniently influence the US public by amplifying or suppressing certain content. The concern is warranted, they said, because Chinese national security laws requires organizations to cooperate with intelligence gatherings. FBI Director Christopher Wray told House Intelligence Committee members last year that the Chinese government could compromise Americans' device through the software. As the House took up the divest or ban law in April 2024, Republican Michael McCaul, a Texas Republican, compared it to a spy balloon in American phones. St. Chris Cowan, a Democrat from Delaware, said that lawmakers learned in a classified briefing how rivers of data are being collected and shared in a way that are not well aligned with American security interests. Why is it a security threat? Republican Seth Josh Well of Missouri said Friday, if you have TikTok on your phone currently, it can track your whereabouts, it can read your text messages, it can track your keystrokes, it has access to your phone records. If the Chinese government gets its hand on that information, It's not just a national security threat, it's a personal security threat, Howell said. In 2022, TikTok began an initiative known as Project Texas to safeguard American users' data on servers in the US, and eased lawmakers' fears. The Justice Department said the plan was insufficient because it still allowed some US data to flow to China, though the divest or ban law passed with bipartisan support. Some lawmakers have been critical of the measures, agreeing with TikTok that it infringes on American free speech rights. Most of the reasons the government banned it were based on accusation, not proof, Republican say Rand Paul of Kentucky said Friday. TikTok has never been tried or found guilty of sharing information with the communist government. Others have changed their tune of the deadline for a ban yet, including Trump, who tried to ban the app with an executive order during his first term that was struck down in the courts. The irony in all of this is that Donald Trump was the first one to point out there is a problem. Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee, said. One said the Trump administration did a great job of convincing me and overwhelming members of Congress about the risks. TikTok has its day at the Supreme Court. During argument before the Supreme Court on January 10th, TikTok's lawyer did not deny the potential national security risks as the justice appeared critical of the company's legal challenge.
I want to thank President Trump for his commitment. This is a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship.